Have you ever sat back and wondered to yourself, man, what do those guys on the AppState Disc Golf team have in their bag? Well, lucky for you, you've come to the right place. My name is Jonah Horton, and I'm on the AppState Disc Golf team. This is my 2021 in the bag video. Let's get things started. Well, let's jump right into it with my putting putters. I carry two putting putters in my bag. They're the Millennium ET Omegas. Really straight, smooth, glidey putters. Love to use them inside the circle and out for all my putting needs. Moving on, I have a disc in my bag that not a lot of people carry, but it's just because they can't handle the power. It's a Champion Birdie. It's a one-speed disc. Love to use this for all my approaches. Anytime I'm trying to throw a shot in the basket from a long way away, I'm pulling out the Champion Birdie. The final putter in my bag is another Omega. This one is in quantum plastic. This thing goes so far for a putter. It's pretty much a driver. Really gummy plastic. This is a pre-flight number 1, and as you can see, it likes to get aces. Moving on to mid-ranges. I carry 3 mid-ranges in my bag right now. This is my straightest mid-range. It's a Millennium QMS. This is probably my favorite disc in my bag right now. I can start it on just a little bit of a hyzer and it's just gonna pop up to straight and go really far and really straight. It's super reliable, my most accurate disc. Next in stability is my Discmania Md4. I love the Md4. This one's kind of beat up. It has a cool dude stamp on there. So this one is pretty straight, and at the end of its flight, it's reliably gonna turn back to the left. So I love the Md4 for wood shots where I need to have like a consistent little force over that's always gonna dump out. Love the Md4. Lastly, my most overstable mid-range is the Recon Mortar by Hyzerbomb Discs. This thing is pretty dang overstable. I love to throw flick shots with it on a backhand or use it for forehand approaches, kind of like some players would use a zone. I absolutely love the Mortar. Moving on to fairway drivers. I currently only carry one 7-speed fairway driver in my bag, and that's the Quantum Glow JLS. Super straight fairway driver. I like to start it on just a baby hyzer and it pops up the flat and just rides straight, or if I throw it flat, it's gonna go a little bit to the right and then just come out at the very end of the flight. Can't say enough good things about the JLS. Also shout out to Calvin Heimberg. I did some awesome art in honor of him on this JLS. Moving on to my favorite roller disc, the Star Sidewinder. This is a pre-flight number Star Sidewinder. Absolutely love it. The plastic is super gummy. It's a pretty domey one. I've been throwing this disc for about a year now, and it's gotten really beat up and really understable. This is my go-to roller disc inside of 400 feet. So moving on to probably my favorite mold of all time, I'm gonna have to go with the Millennium Orion Lf. This one is in Sirius plastic. It's a pre-flight number 1, and let me tell you something, buddy, these things go far and they go straight. It gives you the distance of your distance drivers with the reliability of a 9-speed disc. It's like a Thunderbird, but it's way better. I totally recommend that you check this out. Shout out to Daniel Thrillkill, my good buddy who did the die on this one. Moving on to the next most overstable fairway driver in my bag is the Discmania C-Line Pd. This is a first run PD. It's pretty flat, it's pretty stiff, it's decently overstable. Not as overstable as they're made out to be, but I really like this run of PD. They go pretty far, and they're very reliable disc. You can throw it on a little bit of an ante, and you know it's always going to come out because it has that power driver flight to it. Gotta love the PD. All right, next up is my Millennium Draco. The Draco is the 2017 Sexton Firebird mold, and let me tell you, these things are absolutely great. This Draco's been in my bag ever since it dropped as a test run Draco. It's super beat up. It's gotten to the point where it's almost straight and it just dumps out at the left. It's just like a perfectly seasoned Firebird. You should totally check out the Millennium Draco. I also carry a Color Glow Firebird in my bag. This one is from 2016 from the Tar Heel Open. I got this at a Play It Again Sports. It is probably the most overstable Firebird I've ever thrown. I just absolutely use this for utility shots. Just anytime I'm in jail and need to throw a forehand or a backhand that has a ton of stability, I'm pulling out this Firebird. All right, on to the big boys, the distance drivers. My favorite part of the game. There goes my bag, but it doesn't matter because all the discs are out of it. So we're just gonna keep on rolling and pretend that never happened. All right, so we have The pre-flight number, Star Destroyer. This is my flippiest distance driver in my bag. I'm only throwing rollers with this or just huge turnover shots. This disc does not come out if you throw it on a flat line. It's just going to turn to the right and hold it, or if you throw it on a roller, it's just going to go about 600 feet because this disc bombs. All right, moving on. This is the furthest flying backhand disc I have in my bag. It's a Millennium Sirius Falcon. The Falcon is one of the best drivers in disc golf, and I totally recommend you check it out. It has the top of a destroyer and the bottom of a strike, and it has the distance of both combined, all into one disc. Moving on from the Falcon, the next most overstable distance driver in my bag is the Barsby Scorpius. Let me tell you something, folks. The Scorpius is the best distance driver in disc golf. It has a nice, reliable, overstable flight, but it still has a ton of glide, and it's going to go really far for backhands and for forehands as long as you have the power to handle it. This one right here has been in my bag since early 2019. It's super beat up and it's just super reliable. I mainly throw forehands with this one right now. It has some cool artwork on the back that I did myself. I may or may not have traced it, but that doesn't matter. Moving on from that Scorpius, I have one more in my bag. This one is a little more overstable than the last one. This has been a workhorse for me. It's probably been in my bag for about a year now. This thing is gotten to the point where it's pretty straight. It used to be overstable when it was first out of the box, but now it's pretty straight for a Scorpius. Really swirly. It's a team stamp. Shout out to Millennium. You need to sponsor me. You won't regret it. I'm going to be an asset to your company. I can guarantee you that. So I like to throw this Scorpius right here on just a flat line for backhands. It'll flip over to the right just a little bit and then fade back out to the left. Can get some big distance with this guy. Also been enjoying him for forehands recently. All right. This is one of my favorite discs in my bag right now. It is my S-Line Pd2. This PD2 has been with me for about 6 months. I got it used, but it was very lightly used when I got it. It was almost brand new. And as you can see, I've worn the stamp off of this thing. I've thrown it so much. I love to use this for all my overstable forehands. Any backhand that I want to throw a flex shot but still get some good distance with, I'm reaching for this PD2. It's really swirly. It's really cool. I love this PD2. Lastly, the most overstable disc in my bag, one of the most overstable discs I've ever thrown, is this Champion Luster Destroyer. This thing right here is really domey, pop-toppy, and I can just throw this on the biggest ante that I want on a backhand, and I know it's always going to flex out. I'm usually throwing this disc if I'm just needing a utility shot that's going to do things that a normal disc can't. This is a very, very overstable disc, and I like to use it to get out of trouble. I do have one more disc in my bag. It's quite an amazing disc. It is the Innova Dx Archangel. This Archangel is extremely understable. It is stupidly understable. And I like to use it for rollers when I'm in trouble or if I just need a really short distance roller. This is my utility disc. I like to use this like Eagle and Simon. Use their D-Line FDs, and this is just one of my favorite roller discs. So that does it for Jonah Horton's 2021 in the bag for the Appalachian State University Disc Golf team. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been informative. I hope you've learned a lot about me. I hope you learned a lot about yourself. Have a great 2021, people.